What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. Now, a lot of people always ask me, hey, Sack, why don't you talk about the Sacramento politics? Hey, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? And to be honest with you, like, there's other channels for that. This is a channel of variety. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no telling what the fuck you might see on here. Now, I do keep up with current events when it comes to rappers or shit that's happened in the world, and I do post about that. But as far as like Sacramento politics, like, I kind of feel like that shit is corny. That shit is played out. Some people, all they do is get on YouTube and talk about Sacramento politics or Stockton politics all day, every fucking day. And that's no shout out. That's no shot to them. Hey, do what you do. Whatever gets you views and whatever gets you subscribers, hey man, more power to you. But that's not what my channel is about. I don't dedicate my channel to talking about Sacramento politics. Now, trust me, I'm very intertwined with a lot of these Sacramento politics. I know damn near everybody from all sides of Sacramento. You feel me? So I could get on here and have plenty of content and tell y'all plenty of stories of shit that I know personally, you know what I mean, about some of these people. But it's like, why? Like I said, there's other channels for that, you know what I mean? Now, if something happens in Sacramento and it's a big, huge story like the S-Bone shit, I wouldn't even made a video about S-Bone dying. Well, I probably would have because he's from the Left Side alumni, you know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't have been, you know, it would have been short like the Lil Sodi video, you feel me? And I'm still getting backlash from that because obviously more people care about a person's gang rather than the fact that they died and why they died. You know what I mean? Which, like, hey, this is the internet. Y'all keep on commenting. My shit is at like 12K now. You feel me? Even the reaction video is over 5K. So keep running me up. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? I took the good with the bad. But I'm not a YouTube nigga. I'm a nigga on YouTube. So, hey, man, sometimes players fuck up. I'm not going to be right about every fucking topic I talk about on this bitch. Nor do I, you know, even really care to be right now. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all can do is hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow, because I'm giving away $100 to my 1,000. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away $100 to one of my subscribers once I hit 1,000. And once I hit 10,000, I'm giving away $1,000. You feel me? So make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. But back to the topic, why I don't talk about Sacramento politics. And I'm gonna go, you know, the topic of this video isn't Sacramento politics to me so much. It's just news within Sacramento, I would say. You know what I mean? And on my other channel, I used to cover news that happened within Sacramento, but I don't start getting into all this gang shit and all that other shit. I'm far removed from that, you know. I'm from a certain neighborhood in Sacramento. If you know, you know. If you don't, hey, ask somebody. But as far as that, like, I don't get on my channel to promote any of that shit because I'm not actually out there active in the streets like that anymore anyway. So why would I get on here to promote any of that or gossip about that kind of shit all day, every day? But the reason why I'm going to speak on this is because it's more to me about music. Even though there's gang affiliation and gang ties to it, it's more about some music, all right? And like I said, if you read the title, you already know. Recently, there's an up-and-coming rapper out of South Sacramento, DB Bada Bag. I'm not sure if he's from Meadowview or Valley High, but in his songs, I've heard him say he's from Iraq. Now, when you say you're from Iraq, you letting everybody know that, hey, man, you with all the politics pretty much. Otherwise, you just be like, hey, I'm from the south side of Sacramento, or I'm just from Sacramento, if you want to stay neutral with the shit. Now, recently, he was asked first if he would ever do a song with Tim, a.k.a. Mozzie. We know him, you know, for those who've been in the Sacramento music community as I have for a very long time, he used to go by Little Tim, you know, so usually, you know, I mean, that's what we usually going to call somebody the first thing that we know them as, you know what I mean? And he was asked, would he ever do a song with him? And he said flat out, no, for sure, no, you know what I mean? Now, I don't have to post Uh, his clip of what he said. Y'all can go check for it for yourself. I don't have to post the reaction to it. Y'all can go check all that for yourself. You know what I mean? I'm just giving y'all my personal observational opinion about this particular subject or disagreement or whatever you want to call it. Now, I kind of felt like, that was the first question that was asked him, and he said no, just flat out. That was really how he felt. You could tell that was the honest answer of how he felt. But the interviewers, which I feel like were still, they know the Sacramento politics to an extent. They were just trying to be messy, and let's just give them the benefit of the doubt that they don't know the Sacramento politics. All right. So either they were being messy, or let's just play devil's advocate and say that they don't know the politics, and they were just asking a genuine question because Tim happens to be the artist that is most known to these people in their region, which is LA. He was being asked this on the Back on Fig community podcast, I guess you could say, right? So, DB is blowing up. He's an artist out of South Sacramento, like I said. But he has put that he's from Iraq in his songs. And, if you say you're from Iraq, man, you know what come with this shit. So let's just put that out there. Now, DB has never claimed to be a gang member. He started his own shit, Bada Bag. All his homies is Bada Bag this, Bada Bag that. And I fuck with the dude music. He's a young nigga coming up, and he's got motion right now. He's definitely top 5 in Sacramento, in my personal opinion. Because like I said, this is an observational opinion of mine. You know what I mean? Being that I'm from South Sacramento, you feel me? Like the two individuals in this video that I'm speaking about. Now, he's never claimed to be a gang member, but if you're from Sacramento, you got some kind of gang ties. You don't have to be actively out here banging, which he's not. But, the people around him definitely got gang ties. Now, he signed with Thizzler, so he's going up, and we can't use that against him that he signed to somebody and he's going up. He earned that, he earned that spotlight for himself, and congratulations to him. Because like I said, I fuck with his music. I think the nigga got motion, and I think he got potential to be way bigger than he is. You know what I mean? But like I said, the podcast that he was on just kept pressing him to the point where I felt like watching that. He followed up after he said he wouldn't do a song with Tim Mozzie. He followed up and said, a couple minutes later, he must have thought about it for a minute, because they kept pressing him with questions about the topic, to the point where he said, and I'm just paraphrasing here, y'all can go back and watch the shit, since y'all like me to be so accurate on what people gang is and all and whatever they said, y'all can go back and watch it for yourself. But I'm paraphrasing. He pretty much said in a nutshell that, Mozzie is the top rapper. He didn't say Mozzie was the best rapper. He said Mozzie is the top rapper of Sacramento. And he also went on to say that when it comes to Sacramento rap, it's him and it's Mozzie and then him. And he pretty much left that at that. You know what I mean? Now, but like I said, when they asked him, would he ever do a song with him? He just flat out said no. And the reason, you don't got to be a rocket scientist if you're from Sacramento. You already know the reasons why, and I'll get to that in a second, why he said what he said. But he kind of backtracked on that and left the door open by allowing the guest to kind of put words in his mouth by saying, oh, is it because he's, such up there, a high rapper up there that you just, like some competition shit? And he just was kind of like agreeing to that shit. Now, me personally, I don't see anything wrong with DB feeling that highly of himself to where he would say something like that. All right. I don't like, what is he supposed to say? Like, nah, it's all these people and I ain't on the list. Like, he's supposed to feel that highly of himself. Shit, if he would have said he's number one, that's probably how he feels. But the problem with this, and this is where we get into the second part, right? Where do I start with this? he has a homie who was killed by, who's already been convicted of this shit. Murder Gang Juju is his name. You know, personally, he just like a crash dummy to me. So I hate to even have to bring up the dude's name because all he ever did was diss niggas. He never, he had a buzz in where he's from, but other than that, he just allowed himself to be used as a tool to end up in the situation that he's in too. And you know what I'm saying? So DB by the bag had a homie named Jody Woe, rest in peace. You know what I mean? A little young fly nigga too. You know what I mean? And he was really starting to make a buzz for himself. And you can go check out his videos. Jody Woe, Jody Woe, WHOA, however you spell it, WHOH, I believe. If you type in Jody Woe, you'll find it. Little young fly Mexican nigga. You know what I'm saying? He was killed at a house party actually in my neighborhood, off of 29th Street and Gardendale, if I'm not mistaken. And rest in peace to him. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if he was the intended victim. Who knows? But he was killed. Like I said, the person who was convicted of the murder was Murder Gang Juju. I guess the name fits. And they say K Squeeze was in the car as well, which K Squeeze has passed away. You know what I mean? Maybe a couple of days or maybe even 2 weeks within Jody Woe dying. But anyways, when he said that, like I said, that was his best friend. He's got a necklace with the dude, a memory pendant of him. So the Murder Gang Juju dude is a member of Mozzie. He runs with Mozzie. He reps Mozzie camp and all that other stuff. Now, Jody Woe was definitely clicked up with the South. I believe he was from North Sacramento, though. But he was definitely clicked up with the South. Obviously, he was in the South, hanging out with the Meadowview niggas, and he unfortunately lost his life. So that would automatically tell somebody, okay, if these dudes are responsible for the death of your homie, you shouldn't have no kind of love or respect for these niggas at all, especially when they've gotten into raps and made diss songs about this guy afterwards. You know what I mean? The average person just wouldn't be feeling that. And I'm believing that that's the reason why he initially said, no, I won't do a song with him, because he knows the politics of what comes with that. But he could have just left it at that and just moved on to the next question. But, he's a young dude. He's just now, getting into making his press run with these interviews. He's not a veteran of interviews to know what to say and what not to say and how this might come off and how that might come off to certain people. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt of that. But it just sounded really, really bad when you say you won't do a song with this dude, but you go on to what they call giving him his flowers, saying that he's the top rapper, and it's just him and him as far as the Sacramento rap scene, when we know that that's not true. As far as them two just being the face of Sacramento rap. Now let's bring in Cash Money Lav, aka Heavyweight Hank. You know what I'm saying? He represents this Iraq shit. You could say he started this Iraq shit when it comes to everybody saying South Sac Iraq. You feel me? If y'all don't know, LavishD, CML, if you know about Mozzie, you know about LavishD. They go together like Ja Rule and 50 Cent type shit. You feel me? They've been beefing for years. As I said, people have died about this beef that's been going on. They've made documentaries on YouTube about this shit. Whether they're accurate or not, if you piece them all together, there's some truth to a lot of that shit. People are currently doing prison time behind this war between South Sac, Iraq, and Oak Park. You know what I mean? And the whole city is divided because everybody is clicked up with everybody. The East is clicked up with, Oak Park. You got the whole South Side. You got some people from the North that's clicked up with the South. You got some people from even North Highlands choosing sides. You know what I mean? When you know, traditionally North Highlands and South Side, at least my neighborhood, the Gardens, is clicked in because there's Crip neighborhoods in a blood city. But you know, some of the younger generation of Crips I've even seen this in the South Side. But you know, it's kind of like the whole South is united, and it wasn't always like that. You know, Garden Block and Meadowview used to beef stupid ass tough. You know, G Parkway's kind of been their own entity, but they've even had beef with certain neighborhoods within the South. Then you got Valley High, you got Meadowview, you got a lot of these neighborhoods who have all come together under this Iraq umbrella, and you can thank Lav for that. If he hasn't done anything, he's united one area of Sacramento, you know what I mean, for the most part. And salute to him for that. But on top of that, Lav is up there, bruh, with no help. Y'all got to remember, this nigga is the most hated nigga in Sacramento. He's the most police profiled individual in Sacramento. He's had to go and do prison years while all these other niggas blew up and got cosigns from other bigger rappers and have even gotten signed now to other bigger rappers. So he's felt very disrespected about this shit, about the statements that DB Bada Bag has made, especially because Jody Woe was a partner of his as well. You feel me? So naturally, he would feel disrespected if y'all all supposed to be from the same side, have the same homies, not technically the same enemies, because DB Bada Bag don't gangbang according to him, but you're still screaming this Iraq shit, which kind of puts you in the politics as well. You know what I mean? There's other ways to represent where you're from without saying you from Iraq, my nigga. When you say you from Iraq, them Oak Park niggas know exactly what the fuck is up. It's a term. It means something. You know what I mean? But you know, Lav felt disrespected, and he went on to have a lot of choice words. You know, if I could say that nicely, about DB About a Bag. Now they were cool at one point. You know, they've talked plenty of times. You know what I mean? Y'all can go check out Lav's reactions. You know, they've been posting back and forth. DB's kind of been a little bit more subliminal with his shit too. You know, posting things like, man, this nigga's a hater. I grew up on his music. Then posting clips of the Boondocks where the nigga met his idol, and then, you know, he turned out to be somebody that ended up being his rival. I've seen it all, you know what I mean? And I'm not here to put any fire to the flame or gas to the fire or anything like that, because I fucks with both of them. I definitely fucks with Lav because I've met Lav a few times on a few occasions. You know, when he used to come over there and record at Destro House on Center Parkway, rest in peace Destro, my bro Gat used to record him, you know what I mean? At a period of time, some songs. But that's neither here nor there. You know, but I can understand how Lav would feel kind of slighted or disrespected. You know, not only with the street shit, you're praising somebody who's joked about your homie dying, whose homies are responsible for this shit, and have also joked about your homie dying, and not even mention his name or give him any kind of credit or anything when you're saying something that he started in your raps, which is from Iraq, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, you know, like I said, I understand DB is a young up and coming artist, you know, and I understand that those interviewers were either trying to be messy or just really game goofy to the Sacramento politics, and they were, you know, kept pressuring him to say something about Mozzie, but he could have just, you know, lightweight kept it to himself if he felt like that, because he knew once he said that what was going to happen. He had to have known that. And Lav feels a certain type of way because it's like, my nigga, you don't see me? You're where I'm trying to get to. So how are you going to say that it's him, the enemy of mine, and the person that's making jokes about your dead homie, and then you, without mentioning him, Lav, without mentioning Mac J? Well, I think they did end up mentioning Mac J and the fucking guest or the podcast host act like they didn't know who Briss or Mac J was. Like, come on, bruh. Y'all niggas don't know who Briss or Mac J was, and T-Rail used to work on No Jumper, and he's had interviews up there. Like, come on, bruh. Adams interviewed the Ops and Mac J and them. Like, come on, bruh. Like, come on, bruh. You either playing or you just really game goofy, bruh. And I fucks with the Hoovers, my nigga. Like, I do. I definitely do. My cousin is an OG from the 83rd. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, nobody mentioned Gatlin, who was, to me, one of the dopest, if not the dopest artists of Sacramento. He just don't make the gang music. You know what I'm saying? Go look up the Gatlin. You'll see his track record. He has songs with every fucking body, you know, from California, pretty much. You know what I mean? Damn near. His track record is long, man. His work ethic is impeccable. But back to Lav. You know, Lav has done it on his own. He didn't need no cosign from nobody ever. He didn't get that Filthy Rich cosign. He didn't get that Yo Gotti deal. You know what I mean? He got it out the mud. And that's why I will always have respect for Lav, because he got it out the mud, my nigga. He had to go sit and do prison years and be backtracked and then come out while niggas was already running laps around the track just to catch up. You feel me? He got more money than a lot of these Sacramento rappers all put together. You feel me? He's to say that he's not up here, if not higher than Mozzie or right underneath Mozzie, y'all can decide on that, is just blasphemous, you know. And I understand why he felt disrespected. So people was gonna be like, oh, there's old niggas hating and this nigga's a hater. Like, nah, bruh. Like, you know, he explained it himself in very harsh words, how he felt about it, and I understand how he feels. You know, you cannot mention this Sacramento shit without, if you're going to mention one, you have to mention the other. If you're going to mention Mozzie, you got to mention Lav. If you mention Lav, you got to mention Mozzie. Like, they up there. You feel me? I don't have no dog in this fight. I'm not biased. To be really honest with y'all, I've never heard no Mozzie songs other than the diss songs. I just don't listen to that, because my personal feelings is why would I listen to somebody who's steadily dissing my side of town where I'm from? I got this shit tattooed on me. You feel me? Like, I got this shit tattooed on me. So, you know, I'm close to people that's really close to Lav. You feel me? But I don't have any problems with bruh personally. I don't even know these niggas. You feel me? But when it comes to DB and Lav, I think DB could have showed a little bit more respect and paid a little bit more homage, and I feel like that's why Lav is so heated about the shit. Now, y'all can say what y'all want and be like, oh, that nigga's just hating. How is he hating on somebody who he's above already? Like, as far as you know, notoriety, as far as money, as far as range, as far as street background, like, DB's not there yet, and he's even admitted he's still got a lot more work to do, you know. But I understand, you know, and I'm not saying that DB, you know, is wrong about anything either. You know, that's how he felt. If that's really how he felt, that's how he felt. But I heard how he felt when he answered the question, the very first question of would he do a song with him. He specifically said, nope, never. For sure. You know what I mean? And they kept still pressing him to talk about bruh, and he said what he said. You know what I mean? Sometimes, man, shit could be a slip of the tongue. Sometimes he probably felt like that was his way of just being neutral and not being into politics. He's a young nigga, bruh. He's not going to say and be perfect about everything. But I do, on the other side of the coin, understand where Lav is coming from. You know what I mean? So, you know, and with all that, that is a reason why I don't get on here and talk about Sacramento politics, because they just personal to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they really personal to me. Like, I don't need to. There's other channels for that shit. I'm from South Sac. I represent all of Sacramento, but if you want to be specific, I'm from South Sac, Iraq, man. Garden Block, to be specific, if you really want to know, you know. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. But That's just my personal opinion about it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. And like I said, with my 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away $100. King.